I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm like,
3, 2, 1.
Alright, welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It's your favorite weekly World of Warcraft podcast with three opinionated players like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen
hello.
and Brian.
Hi.
And I just want to be the first one to say, Brian, thank you. Your inside sources were correct. The Wrath Classic launch date is September 26th. So you can thank your anonymous inside source for us for bringing us that scoop.
He's on top of it. I don't even have to pay him.
I know.
Well, I guess I do. I don't know. I pay for it one way or the other.
Right. So that was they accidentally leaked it themselves, but yes, it is coming out. I think the Scourge invasion stuff is starting now, or it's going to be starting soon. Like the pre-patch stuff. So you can do that.
Did they give a date for that yet? I didn't see that yet. Unless they just announced something.
I thought that it was already maybe not out, or maybe it's coming out. No, I thought it was on the launcher. I thought I saw something. I saw something about it, and I don't know where I saw it. But if it's not out now, it's coming out soon.
TM.
Soon, TM. Yeah. But that is a thing. We got some patch notes that came out today with probably one of the best things that could have happened. They made
Everybody can be druids.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Second best thing.
Damn it.
Sorry. They did some dungeon updates or whatever, but they made the Sandworn relics BOA.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Finally, which they should have been to begin with. I have a couple thousand of them, maybe, or 1,200, 1,500, something like that. But you can now send them to other characters and not have to necessarily farm them. So that is nice to have that out of the fucking way.
Nice little bump. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
They should have done it sooner. Just
Story
because.
of every expansion ever.
But at least they're doing it now. I mean, I guess I kind of get why they didn't do it initially. Maybe, I mean, it's not like you could farm that many of them anyway. Like until they bumped up the number you got, like it would take for fucking ever to get. By the time you got enough to buy a couple pieces, you were already outslotted those gears, or outgeared those slots anyway. So that's kind of that. They did put out.
Is that already in?
Yes, that was for today.
Gotcha.
So I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't been on today to check it or anything like that. I did see that they put out some season 4 update notes, kind of some information about faded raids, about how, again, each week we'll have different ones and it rotates from Nathria to Sanctum of Domination to Sepulchre. They'll have their own Feet of Strength achievements, which includes the Jigglesworth Senior Mount, which is the Jellycat mount. There's a Hero of Fate title, and then the teleport to each raid location. But I mean, that's obviously for heroic. For the mount, I don't know if the mount is. I'll have to look and see what that is. See what it takes to get that mount. Let's see. It does not say. And there's no comments on it. That's upsetting. Because it would be nice to know. I'm pretty sure I initially read that it was just Fated Raids. So, we're just going to stick with that for the time being. They talked about the different Fated powers, which are just the bosses get a new mechanic. And they seem, they have like... I'm pretty sure it starts off like LFR has 1, Normal has 2, Heroic has 3, and Mythic has all 4 when you fight a boss.
And then Anduin will have 10.
I'm sorry?
Anduin will have 10.
Anduin will have 10.
Yeah, I mean, he is the gatekeeper, so...
He's the gator.
Yeah, the gator. No, he's not the gator, but he was created by the gator. That mythical gator.
Bastard.
Yeah, son of a bitch. The first one's Creation Spark. It targets somebody, and they take some cosmic damage over time. It's dispellable by magic, or magic dispellable. Stuff will fly out. If you intercept it, you get a Fated Infusion, which increases the flow of time and movement speed of any players within the radius. So it gives you a buff, which is nice. And anything that increases the flow of time, I think, just makes your cooldowns tick faster, so they come up sooner.
That's nice.
So, like, instead of it being like a 1-to-1, second to second type thing, it goes 1.5 or 2 times the rate or something like that. There's a couple of things that do that now in Torghast, I'm pretty sure, where certain things will do that, which is nice because it just means that your cooldowns come up faster. They got one called Reconfiguration Emitter, which is an ad that pops up that just keeps casting. We have to kill it fast, and because it gets, as it gains energy, it increases the damage it does. When you defeat it, you get a Fated Infusion for increasing mastery, crit, versatility, and avoidance based on whatever energy value it had. There's a Protoform Barrier. So it does damage. It looks like you have to remove it. So I'm wondering if it is a rage type mechanic that you have to... I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar with a lot of these things.
Are they much different from like the Mythic Plus implementations?
Oh, these are nothing. This is not... These type of things I don't think I've ever been in Mythic Plus. These are all new. And I'm pretty sure they even said that these are... Or it says these are an experiment. Adding new mechanics on top of pre-existing encounters is a precarious balancing act. I can read. And they want to reward efforts, and so it may be balanced as the season goes on, because obviously this is all new. Let's see. So you have to do a quest when season 4 starts called Crossing Fate. It does a quest line that gives you the quest that gives you up to a new currency, up to 3 puzzling cartel dinar, which is a currency. There's new vendors that will trade that stuff for trinkets, weapons, and unique items from across the raids. At the Fated normal quality item, you get items from bosses on Heroic or Mythic that you can use to, when you get a certain amount of them, combine them and upgrade an item to Heroic or Mythic quality. Like you can target an item, buy it, and then upgrade it. So that's a new system again that they're kind of working on. So Mythic Plus stuff, new affix, the Shrouded, that's where the Nathrazim are in there, so they're hiding among the enemies. You get a reward for capturing them. This is let's see, new dungeon rotation. This is where they have the 2 parts of Tasha Vej, the 2 parts of Mechagon, the 2 parts of Karazhan, and the Iron Docks. So it is not all Shadowland dungeons. It is Shadowland, BFA Legion, and Warlords. So it'll be interesting to see how those fare. I don't think we had Mythic Plus in Warlords, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how some of those dungeons work out with it. Ouroboros is going to have portals to Gorgon, Karazhan, and Mechagon, so that way you don't have to like take like the long route to get out there. They've adjusted a bunch of stuff in those dungeons. They're empowering world bosses to drop faded level or upgraded gear. So if it's Castle Nathria, all like the regular world bosses will be empowered to drop higher gear. If it's Sanctum of Domination, the boss that's in the Maw will do it. And then Antros in Zareth Mortis, when Sepulchre is the faded one, will drop higher level gear. So they're upping the gear. One thing I did see.
I think they rotated though, like
they're rotating them based on what the faded raid is. So if it's Castle Nathria, that's just the first, whatever the world bosses were in those zones.
Gotcha.
I did see down in the items that they are taking out domination sockets. So there will be no faded domination sockets, which is good because that would be a pain in the ass.
That's fantastic. One of the worst features ever.
Yeah, it was like a Band-Aid until they got back to tier gear, kind of.
Yeah.
The old raids, the faded versions will drop Cosmic Flux. No Valor cap. Whatever you have will be reset, but there's no cap.
If that is permanent, that's the best change that they could make.
It's at least for season 4. I don't know if it's gonna be. They'll probably still cap it at the beginning of the seasons when the next expansion comes out.
Well, that's just dumb.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. All different other kinds of weirdness. They're changing a bunch of trinkets. I don't know. There's a couple of changes to classes. I think Balanced Druids are getting a Starfall bump because their AoE apparently has kind of gone down in the past months because they don't think that it's doing so well with the gear and stuff like that. So they're going to bump it for now. Hunters are getting our survival.
Because they
didn't test the scaling on it, and it just didn't scale as well as the other stuff. So their AoE just kind of shot the bed or shit the bed or whatever the fuck the saying is.
Shut the bed. He said shut the bed.
Yeah. Pooped the bed.
Yeah.
Shut the bed.
It looks like Shadow Priests are getting some buffs. Destro Warlocks are, so that'll be interesting.
Well, I saw something about that. Are they nerfing them massively though?
Destro
and Survival both, but also large buffs to AoE. Okay, because I think Destro was one of the higher tier DPS classes. Year.
Everything they have in here is increased. Oh, they're changing their 4-piece set bonus to no longer grant Reign of Chaos because apparently they were generating too many soul shards, which was probably giving them a way better
Chaos bolts. Crazy.
Yeah, so they upped the damage on some of their single target things or whatever, to kind of take that into account. So, but they said they're going to be monitoring it because it's a big shift. Survival hunters. Oh yeah, wildfire bomb bonus damage was lowered by 10%. Oh, and it does reduce damage when hitting more than 8 targets. It says the Mad Bombardier set bonus boost wildfire bombs in fun and powerful ways, but with the potentially frequent set bonus activation and not having a target cap where their damage was lowered, our survival hunters have exceeded expectations in content where there are many targets to hit, which means big pulls and dungeons. So they were probably killing it in fucking... Because I knew that they were doing well for Mythic Pluses and stuff like that. So I guess they're just kind of trying to balance it out a little bit so that, you're not just taking them for, that, I guess. I don't know. There was another thing that I saw, which is a quality of life thing. Somebody had posted something to the Warcraft Deads on Twitter, and the barbershop services are now free of cost, and they were asking if it was just for the alpha or if it was planned for live, and they came back saying that it was a permanent change for Dragonflight. So barbershop costs no money now.
Yay!
Which is, it'll be nice, I guess, for, especially with the Drakthir, right? Because they have all these different options, and you may want to change it frequently. I don't know. I never really go to the only time I've gone to the barbershop in probably since they added the shave and a haircut achievement was when they added the
shave and a haircut achievement.
The dark elf appearance.
Yeah.
Because I went and did that for a couple of my elves.
Oh, that's where you changed that at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed my hunter to I think I even put my paladin to be like a dark elf, or what the fuck did they call them? The Forsaken elves, the Dark Ranger appearance or whatever that you got, where they added that, and you got the dark skin and the red eyes. That's the only time I've used because I make my characters and I don't change them, which I don't know, feels weird, I guess, because it's a thing you can do. I don't know. I've just never had any reason to change it. Just like I don't really I've never race changed anything. Like the one time I could have done it, but I deleted the character and started over, was when they added troll druids. I had a Tauren druid that was still fairly low level, so I deleted it and made it a troll druid instead. And now I have all the Death Knights, so I mean, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. There really isn't much else going on with this stuff. I did see a blue post that I thought was pretty funny. They were talking about announcing updates for the priest coming up for all 3 specs and gathering feedback, and they start off, and whoever it doesn't say on here who did the post, but they were like, "Hey priest, I just wanted to take a moment and cast Power Word Update to let all of you know," and I thought that was pretty funny. I thought Power Word Update was pretty funny.
That's fair, yeah.
It's nice to see stupid nerdy shit like that. To see.
Yeah, they used to do it a lot
Oh
more.
my god,
too,
the
right?
GMs used to be in fucking character all the goddamn times. They weren't just like, "Yeah, I'll take a look at that," or whatever. Like, I guess sometimes they do still.
Sometimes they do still, and then sometimes they call you by the wrong name.
Yeah, was it Paul they called you? Peter.
Yeah, my name is now Peter.
Maybe that was a dig. Maybe they're calling you a dick.
I thought that I mean, it made sense considering there was zero. Yeah. They
Oh, the
were.
saga of
fake,
not fake, but was it misdisplayed?
Yeah, they gave you the wrong item.
Bait and switch.
It was a bait and switch.
Transmog sets.
And you're damn straight. I freaking whined until I got my way because it wasn't
what you bought.
It was not what I bought. Yeah.
It was a bait and switch.
Yeah.
Whether it was intentional or not doesn't matter.
I don't care. That's, so give me my shit back.
And you had a fucking chain a mile long, and finally somebody looked at it and go, well, this isn't ever going to end. So
it wasn't ever going to end. I am nothing if not persistent when I feel like I have been wronged. So, there was that. It was never going to end. I would have just kept sending stuff back forever. And they would have been like, oh my God. Like,
yeah.
That was terrible. Oh well. All's well that ended well, though. So, that was good.
Let's see. I don't know if you've heard anything.
I heard there was a big shitstorm about the talent trees for paladins and something else that came out.
Why? Did they take away all their stuff too and then just put it in a talent tree?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just heard there was a little bit of a
Ruckus?
rumble about it. Yeah. Mage? Is the Mage the other one that just came out?
I don't know. I haven't
Mage and
yeah,
Paladin.
So,
yeah,
something about that. I don't know the details, but that's what I got the gist of. So
I'm kind of curious now to see what.
It's funny because like I haven't really. They're so different that I feel like you really have to be in the game to feel them out.
Yeah, it's
the talent trees.
It's really hard to look at it on paper and really understand how it flows because
except for the one where they, put the two items that go together and have synergy together in the same talent thing. So you pick one or the other. You can't have both. Even though there's the synergy for them to go together. Like
sure, in scenarios like that, yes, they've done something that hopefully will get changed.
Or they've just made a choice where nobody's going to choose any of those, and that's kind of dumb.
Yeah. I did find confirmation on the mount. The mount, you just have to complete all 3 fated raids at normal or higher.
Cool.
And it's pretty much like a saber-toothed jellycat, and that's pretty awesome. It doesn't look like there's just titles for the other ones.
Who cares about titles?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Hero of Fate, and then... No, the title's only for Heroic. Mythic just gets you...
the teleports, right?
Teleports, yeah. Which... Do you have those forever, or do they go away?
Knowing Blizzard, they probably go away. It's a time-sensitive thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It says it grants the teleport spells, so I'm wondering if they just end up in your spell book. That'd be interesting. Not that I think we're going to try and work on that.
No.
I just want that mount, though, so...
Yeah, I know.
That mount is awesome.
Yeah, everybody's going to have to be ready to give it all. Their all.
Give Jim their all.
They're everything.
Yes, and give it to me so that I may employ you to smash my enemies to bits so that we may collect the green jelly cat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that I don't understand why this cat never won. Like, this should have been the one.
Because the tree was amazing.
No.
Yes. The tree was amazing.
Did they ended up putting all of them in?
Yes.
Eventually, right? Because we got the ancient.
Spell book is for the Mage Tower.
Oh, they didn't put the Nerubian Swarmer, which was the spider one. And then there's a caterpillar one.
They haven't put it in yet.
The gooey slime saber.
That sounds gross.
It does, but it also sounds funny. But yeah. Apparently there's Dracthyr emojis.
emojis or
Emojis.
emoticons. I mean, no, emotes.
No, they're emojis that you can use in Discord and Twitch and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
It's funny. I'm surprised they didn't add him too well himself.
You know, they should. I don't
should
think.
they?
Well, they haven't.
No.
They haven't updated their chat system. I don't know. It'd be nice to have like little emojis. I mean, it'd be like watching Twitch chat, right?
I mean, if you get a certain chat add-on, it does emojis for you.
I know. I was
Yeah,
gonna
but
say
only-
I have.
Well,
I have them.
yeah, but it's not the same
They're not all they're correct.
because not everybody can see it.
Yeah, I guess.
Blah blah blah.
I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm
I'm tired too. I'm tired of waiting for this game to come out. Just goddamn give us alpha
It's
access.
true. Yes, that's like even
Wow.
just thinking about raiding like more Shadowlands is an exhausting thought. It's just it's hard. It's interesting, but it's.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, the thought that you get to go back through all of them even before the new game even comes out or the pre-patch comes out.
I don't
is
know.
just
We
kind
just did those raids and they were kind of fun.
Well, we also greatly outgeared them
I
and
know.
had absolutely no problems with anything. And it was really, we went back in and we did Castle Nathria and we did
Yeah.
Sanctum of Domination
I mean, really, we
and we walked all over them.
yeah.
But it was just kind of to refresh on some of the mechanics so that everybody that we raid with isn't walking in going, what do we do? You know, because, you know, it's just nice
Like
to kind of,
me.
yeah, I mean, you do that even if we've been doing it for 6
I
weeks.
do. I do. That's true.
So
Oh,
I do.
she does.
I do every time. What do we do again? To be fair, I just throw heals, and most of the time they're.
you're playing Final Fantasy in parallel, anyways.
Yes, yes,
You don't know how true that is.
that is actually true.
Aw.
Most of the time, I have Final Fantasy up as well, and
That's
in the
alright.
background. It's fun.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it'll be interesting, and it's something to, because, I mean, Kristen and I, you know, there's hardly been times where we aren't raiding, and it's usually at the end of an expansion, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
But even when we were doing the other stuff during BFA, I mean, we were pretty much raiding we kind of maybe,
We raided Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
I mean, but even if our
That
group
was when you're
stopped,
doing Mythic, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you guys do Mythic twice a week.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, we spend a lot of time raiding, and you raid with us until you get burnt out, and then take a break, and then come back, and all that stuff. So I mean, I can see where you're coming from, where you're like, well, you're not looking forward to like doing it more, and it's just like, well, I mean, the only thing you're gonna get is, other than the best mount probably ever created for this game.
Tell us how you really feel about that.
I think that's an amazing, especially because it's pretty much a Maltraxxus mount,
yeah,
you know.
it is.
but
It is.
it's a rehash, and you get better gear out of it, you know, so that should make it a bit easier, you know. So, but it's like doing it all over again, and like there's only going to be new mechanics on the bosses, so you got to remember the old mechanics, and then figure out how to deal with the new one or ones, whichever. I'm not sure how it's going to work, if they're going to stack, or if certain bosses are going to have certain ones. It would be really shitty if you were doing Mythic and there was 4 fucking new abilities on it, especially in some of them fights where it's all fucking hard anyway.
That's a tough thing, though, is that we get right back into like the unforgivingness of it, right? Versus like Mythic Plus at least there's multiple tiers and you can still drop down and it doesn't feel like you're losing as much. And I don't know, this.
Well,
Obviously, there's a huge difference between a raid and a dungeon, but at the same time, it's like, it's not even about just being there with everybody to do it. That's literally the fun part. But, sitting on a carnival ride that you've been on
well,
multiple times,
and I
it's
think
just,
they know that, and I think that's why these new mechanics they're adding challenge, but they also give you a benefit once you successfully do like the extra thing, so you get like buffed up, which I don't know how that's going to impact the other mechanics and stuff like that. So I don't know. I know when it comes out, I'm going to try and run some Mythic Pluses or whatever to get a jump on some of the gear, because I think I'm like 269, 270, and it drops 278 for normal.
Mythic. Normal does. Okay, yeah.
Normal raids. I don't know what the mythic scaling is going to be, but I assume it'll jump up to be close to that at like 5s or 8s or something like that. So I don't know. Oh, I missed the auction house dance party. Son of a bitch.
Oh gosh.
I need to set reminders for these things. I don't know. Unless you guys got anything else that you're just dying to talk about, we can go ahead and wrap up early and have a shorty.
Have a shorty,
Nope.
yeah.
I'd be glad to talk about WoW on the Steam Deck as soon as it freaking works the way I want it to. So,
well, I mean, yeah, that sounds like it's a bit of a technical challenge. It's like trying to get WoW to run in Linux, period. And then you have to,
and game runs great. It's just trying to get console port to load up or find the add-on is there, but WoW can't seem to see it. So I don't know what's going on. It's annoying though.
Is it just an extra folder too deep? Is it?
No, it's all right there.
Has anybody made a an add-on manager for Linux?
Oh, I'm sure you could probably use WoW up, or you could still use CurseForge, even the light client. It'll just run in the Windows compatibility mode emulator thing. So
yeah, might be able to
I
try
think that will work. Yeah. I got the add-ons already. Like one's working, one's not. So yeah, I don't know. It's something about the application I got to figure out.
Okay.
But I know folks have done it, so I'm
You're just gonna keep pressing on
digging
until
away.
you do it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening and checking us out. You can check us out at facebook.com/server-restartin. You can shoot us a tweet at server_restart and make sure you tell us what your favorite fish is. And we will catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.